Recently, I had a chance to travel up to northern Minnesota, to Ely, for the International Wolf Center. Was one of the places I got to go. I've never been. We went up there for the Blueberry Fest, but I just had to stop at the International Wolf Center. Has anyone been up there in Ely? Couple hands. All right. This is a teaching and learning organization. So when you go into the center, they have this large room that has all of these dioramas and displays so you can learn about wolves and their habitat and the history. They have films that are played throughout the day. They have live presentations where an expert will talk to you about various aspects of wolf life. And of course, the most special part about going to the center is to see one of the ambassador wolves that are there. These are wolves that have been socialized to be around humans, those that care for them, but they have not been domesticated. There's a balance that they try to make sure that they can take care of the wolves, but that the wolves can also be their true wolfy selves as they are there to help teach humans what it's like to be a wolf. They currently have 4 ambassador wolves in their pack: Rika, Grayson, Blackstone, and Kaz. There are these windows that are on the one side of the building, and if you're lucky, and we were lucky that day, one of the wolves was right outside the windows, and we got to see it as it frolicked in the sunshine and just looked like it was having a good old lazy day. It was really a treat to be able to see it. Everybody crammed up against the windows and was oohing and awing to see this wolf right outside. It was really thrilling to see them, and ever since I've been a little obsessed with watching the webcams that they have available, and every once in a while I'll just pop on and I'll look for my wolves to see who might be frolicking that day. Now, before I became a minister, my career was as a professional communicator. I did communications and marketing for all kinds of different businesses. And I am fascinated by the ways that both humans and animals communicate with each other and communicate out into the wild and all of these sounds of nature. And I think you might agree that the wolf howl is one of the most mesmerizing sounds that are out there. Such a haunting and powerful chorus, beautiful and frightening depending on your point of view. I know that humans' relationships with wolves is complex and varied, and as you can, just ground yourself in this moment in our broader UU values about ecological sustainability, diversity, and coexistence as we enter into a little bit of a relationship with the wolves right now. At the center, I learned that wolves don't actually howl at the moon. Did you know that? They don't actually howl at the moon. Maybe that was just new to me. This is just the time that they tend to be more active at nighttime, so they tend to howl more at night. And wolves are howling because they're communicating with each other, and the howl is especially effective across long distances. Wolves have a defensive howl that helps keep the pack together and strangers away. It protects the young pups from danger, and it also protects their kill sites where they have their food. They also have a social howl when they need to find each other, when they're rallying together, and scientists think perhaps maybe just for fun as well. We most know the wolf by this howl. This vocalization defines the wolf. We all know its sounds, but I thought we should listen to its resonance for just a moment. So Sean, if you wouldn't mind howling for us. It's from another conservation area that is not here in the upper Midwest, but out in New York. But I just love that sound, that modulations. It kind of, I don't know about you, but it gives me a little bit of goosebumps. Did you get some goosebumps hearing that howl? Like, what are they saying? I am wolf, we are wolves. This is our food. Maybe that's what they're saying. Or wondering, who are you? Where are you? Sibling, come back to the pack. I can just imagine the things that these wolves are trying to say. These howls are so wild and relational, and they have such a resonant form of communication. And this howl and these wolves, they've stuck with me since that visit in Ely to the Wolf Center, and they've helped me to think about the ways that we humans greet and meet and get to know each other. So if you'll excuse the somewhat abrupt transition from wolves to humans, there's this line from a T.S. Eliot play that goes, "At every meeting, we are meeting a stranger." This is both literally and figuratively true, I think. Because we humans, we hold a multitude of identities and backgrounds and experience, emotions. We hold judgments, we hold assumptions, we hold expectations. We have a long history that has come through the fire of our lives. And whether we're meeting someone for the first time or have known someone for years or decades even, we are really encountering them almost like a stranger in the present stream of their life. Who is showing up in that present moment right there in front of you is not necessarily the person who you talked to just the other day. This present stream, who we are and who you are in that very exact moment of meeting. None of us shows up as a blank slate to anything, writes Priya Parker. So the question I offer is, what will you choose to write on that chalkboard that you carry around about who you are, who we are? What is being carried? What is the state of our hearts? And how are we together? Each time we gather, each time we have a conversation or an interaction with one another, that time is an opportunity to say something new, to listen a little differently, to go a bit deeper, or maybe even just veer a little sideways, and maybe take a chance, maybe be a little vulnerable, maybe share not just how the weather is outside, but how the weather might be making your joints ache, and how you might be feeling a little pain inside. Or maybe that the sun is bringing you joy. This is an opportunity, and this takes practice. I need a lot of practice at this. I don't always remember to take a breath before speaking, to let go of ego, to release expectations. Is this person part of my pack? Can I recognize that we are all part of the big P pact of community? It's a practice to remember and reground ourselves in how we want to be in relationship with others, to remember that our reading teaches us that a river of identities can ebb and flow over the static, stubborn rocks in its course, because the margins hold the center. It is a practice to invite wonder about these margins, to wonder how they interweave and surround and embrace the fullness of who we are at our core, or even who we might want to be, who we aspire to be. There's a writer and director named Jill Soloway who understands the deep value in helping a group of people see and hear and know each other. Jill uses a daily ritual on their set called Box. As described in Priya Parker's book, The Art of Gathering, here's how it goes. A wooden crate, and I almost brought one, but that just seemed too much. A wooden crate is placed on the floor with lots of space around it. People gather in a wide circle, and they're shouting and clapping, box, 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 until finally someone steps forward and hops up onto that raised platform. And from that perch, they can share anything they like. Problems or breakthroughs, tears, the release of bottled up emotions, anything they want when they're up on that box. Box, 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 box. This ritual is part of Jill's commitment to fusing the tribe or the pack, to connect people together in real and meaningful ways. And I didn't bring a box here, and I didn't start having you come up with me chanting box, 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 box. Because here at this Unitarian Universalist congregation, we already have beautiful and meaningful ways that we invite that type of sharing. Just a few minutes ago, we paused for a moment of deepening as a community to name aloud the joys that are too great for one heart to share, sorrows that are too much for one heart to endure. There are times when we share local and world events which call upon us to bear witness. In this heart of love and in the spirit of prayer, we give thanks for the time that we share together, where joys can be magnified and celebrated, and sorrows can be lessened and comforted. We appear before those gathered as strangers because in that moment, we're introducing ourselves and our lives in vulnerable and beautiful ways. And in turn, those of us receiving those joys and concerns have an opportunity to practice compassion and care and to live more fully into our covenant. We practice this on Sunday and all the days where two or more gather inside this building, online, out in Eau Claire, or wherever our lives take us. It's like that spider web of string. Do you know that game where you take a ball of string or yarn or whatever and you toss it to somebody and they toss it to somebody and they toss it to somebody and they toss it to somebody in this whole big group, and before you know it, there's strings of yarn that are crisscrossing and interweaving and sometimes sagging and sometimes taut, but everybody is holding on to that ball of string. What happens if someone tugs on the string? Those around you feel the strands of fiber vibrating, and then they tug, and those around them feel the strands of string pulling taut or vibrating, and those around them feel it, and so on and so forth. Everyone connected and feeling the vibrations and the community that is both there and maybe on the far end of the string. This action, what I think really is more of an attunement, comes from the sacredness of the in-between, the relationships we have one to the other, and the intentions that we hold. Martin Buber, a Jew and one of the most significant philosophers of the 20th century, believed that this in-between is where we encounter the reality of God. The sacredness of the spaces, of the margins, of what can emerge when we greet the stranger, even when they're a long-held friend, or even when they're ourselves. In this renewal of how we create connections, What can we welcome in is what I wonder. What identities and histories and experiences are dancing along the margins? What vibrates on the sacred string that flows between us? And how can we fuse the tribe, grow the pack, make everyone feel welcome? We could howl like the wolves, and you all heard it, so I'm sure you can howl, right? But I want to sing together instead. How about that? Can we sing? I'm going to teach you a song. It's a song by a friend of mine who's a writer and song leader and teacher. Her name is Serena Partridge. And she has this wonderful call and response song called Welcome In. This song is a way to welcome in all the states of our hearts and the hearts of others, wherever they may be. The tune is simple, and I am a decent singer. I am a confident singer, but I'm not a great singer, and I don't lead song singing that often. But this is what we do in community, right? We be a little brave, and we invite ourselves to try something new. So I'm going to teach you a song where I will sing a line, and then you'll sing it back. That's what a call and response song is, okay? It is simple. You don't have to be a good singer. Just say out the words, okay? And for those of you online, we can't hear you. Shout them out. Doesn't matter, okay? Are you game to try this song? Yes. Can I hear a bigger yes, please? Don't leave me hanging here. All right. Because I can't sing this by myself. That's way too nerve-wracking for me. So I'm going to just, let's see, what would be the best? I'm going to sing a line, and then I'll have you sing it, which is what you do, but I think that's the easiest way to learn it anyhow, all right? Hopefully I'm starting at a right note. Welcome in, wild heart. Welcome in, wild heart. Welcome in, wild heart. We will sing our way to wholeness. We will sing our way to wholeness. Oh, you get it. You get it. What other ways can we describe our hearts besides wild? Has anyone got an adjective? Tender. Let's do that one. Welcome in, tender heart. Welcome in, tender heart. Welcome in, tender heart. We will sing our way to wholeness. We will sing our way to wholeness. Let's do one more. What's another way to describe our heart? Brave. All right. You ready? Welcome in, brave heart. Welcome in, brave heart. Welcome in, brave heart. We will sing our way to wholeness. We will sing our way to wholeness. Thank you. So welcome in, my friends. Let us sit together breathe together, sing together, howl together, so we'll know who we are together. Blessed be, and amen.